On the morning of August 7th, 1994, something unusual fell from the sky over Oakville, Washington. Not rain, not hail, but slimy gelatinous blobs of unknown origin. This strange phenomenon would recur multiple times over the next 3 weeks, leave residents sick, baffle scientists, and remain a mystery decades later. Today, we're diving into what became known as the Oakville Blobs. Dun, dun, dun.
Hello, friends and family. Welcome back to another episode of Weekly Bazaar. I'm Montana.
Jessica?
We're back.
I bet you missed us.
Like Poltergeist, they're here.
Yeah, we took a little hiatus for the holidays. It was nice to have a little time off, some R&R.
I felt like there was no R&R for me. Just a lot of family stuff. That's all, but I hope everyone had good Christmas, or I should say happy holidays if you celebrate.
Happy holidays.
And now we're almost out of 2025.
Thank the good Lord, wherever he may dwell.
We're so close. By the time you listen to this episode, we'll be in 2026.
Finally, get the hell out of this year already. Ugh. Can people relate? Like, is it? I mean, it seems to be the case based on social media.
Has felt this year.
Yeah, so we weren't the only ones complaining
this year.
Yeah.
No, ma'am.
Yeah. It was a wild one.
It started with a bang. It's gone out with a bang. I know, like, you've had a stressful month. For me, it's been a very stressful month. I got shit figured out finally, but it's been a very stressful month. And 2025, I said, is going to be a tough year for a lot of people. It's the end of a cycle, so I hope that 2026 is a new chapter. We're starting with the number 1 again, so I hope that everyone is going to have a good year.
Yep. Putting it out there, we're manifesting a good year this year. I feel like I've already started to get glimpses of a shift, if that makes, like, things are starting to kind of go a little better and things feel a little bit lighter. Maybe it's just because I know the year is coming to an end. I don't know, but something feels different. Like, I was talking to my sister too, and she said the same thing. She's like, I feel something's up, something's good.
And for me as well, I've been feeling like lighter almost coming to the end of 2025, even though bringing a baby into the new year. But I also believe that with things I've been watching, I think it's also been so rough for you and me. Not saying like it hasn't been rough for anybody else, but just the stuff that me and you personally have been going through. It's because I think we've been going through a spiritual awakening, and a spiritual awakening is rough. It's not like some epiphany where like the clouds open up and like hallelujah music plays through. It's just really rough stuff keeps happening. It's a spiritual awakening.
I hope so. I hope this was all for something.
I truly believe that. I think this has been we're going through it. We're almost at the end. We're so close. I've never wanted a year to end more than this year.
I think I can agree with that. I mean, I've had some rough years in the past, but there was something different about this one. Like, even if things weren't as extreme as they have been in the past, the energy just felt so much harder to handle with things this year. Like, things felt impossible to get through for some reason. And I don't know why that was, but I mean, if your
spiritual awakening, I think it's because we've been going through that, and it's a shift that's hard to go through. And like I said, it's not some easy shift that you're like, oh my God, the spiritual awakening is flowers and rainbows. Like, no, it's tough shit.
Yeah.
And we have definitely Definitely gone through. Remember the beginning of the year? I almost died.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been rough. My gosh.
It's been really rough, but we're almost there. And I wish everyone that's had a rough year, 2026 be one of your best years yet. And if you had a good year this year, you know what? Screw you. Just kidding. But like, good for you. And I hope that
Yeah.
2026 is just as good. So just hang in there, guys. We
Yep,
got
yep.
this.
You can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
New Year's Eve tomorrow when we're recording. Woo!
Woo.
Now I'm gonna do nothing because I'm 9 months pregnant and I'm
Yay!
tired.
I'm gonna do laundry.
I've been doing laundry all week.
I
It's
can
fine.
move around freely now, so I gotta clean up all the messes that piled up around me when I was crippled again. Getting old sucks, let
Yeah.
me tell you.
What's it like to move around freely? I can't even tell you what that feels like.
It really makes you realize how much you take it for granted.
Ugh.
Yeah, I had my back went out again, which
Yep.
happens like every now and again, and literally nothing has to cause it. Like I was bent
No.
over on my computer kind of in a weird way. I was like all in, really focused on my whatever. I don't even remember what I was doing that day. And I realized that at the end of the day, I was like, oh man, I've been hunched over really weird today. And it was either the next day or the day after. My low back was like, nope, we're not doing this. And it's funny because I was watching one of the girls I love to watch on YouTube, and her husband has the same thing apparently, where an old back injury, and every now and then it just goes out. And she's like, he literally bent forward to tie his shoe,
Yep.
and he was out of commission for like 5 days.
That's
So
all it
it's
takes.
so weird.
Yeah, I told you when my back went out the first time really bad, all I did was reach for my coffee pot to turn it on. And then
It's
it sent
bad.
me to the floor. So
Mm-hmm. And then you probably couldn't get up.
no, I had to crawl. And then I had to call my mom, and I was like, "You
If you
gotta
know,
take
you
me,
know.
yeah, I think you gotta take me to urgent care or something. I need, because that was the first time it really went out, and I was scared.
Yeah. Yeah, for
So
me, I've never gone to urgent care over my back. I mean, I had a back injury years ago, but it was a different one. And with that one, I did everything I possibly could under the sun, but it was a learning lesson. Cuz I'm like there's really not much you can do except take like muscle relaxers or something like
no,
that.
now that my back goes out, I'm like, well, all right, I'll be on the couch for a week. I don't waste my time
Yeah.
with urgent care.
I have noticed though, and I don't know if this is a thing for people, like if you know, you know, if you have back injuries, but it seems like the longer I lay completely flat, the faster it heals. I don't know what's up with that, but
At least you can do that. When my back goes out, I can't even lay down because it will spasm. So I
oh,
have to sit up.
yeah, must be different shit going on. I don't know.
Yeah, it's great.
So, yes, bring in the new year, bring in the new vibes, bring in the new opportunities for us, and see what
Out, yeah,
happens.
out with Year of the Snake. We're now into Year of the Horse.
My mind went straight to the gutter.
What? What?
Out with the year of the stink and with into the
The
year of the
snake. I
pink.
said snake. Well, it took us less
You
than
said
10 minutes.
snake.
I said snake. What?
I thought you said
Well,
stink.
no, I said snake.
Out with the stink and with the pink. Hey, what you gonna
Mm,
do?
well, it took, like I said, less than 10 minutes to make this dirty. So here we are. Welcome to Weekly Bazaar.
Well, we were off for a week. I had to really make it count.
Especially with all the reels we've been sending each other lately.
Oh no. Don't even get me started on the rabbit hole that I've gone down that I never should have. I've
All right.
actually not been allowing myself to do that for the past like 2 or 3 days. I don't know if you've noticed because I haven't been sending you anything. I'm like, no, I'm not doing this. I'm like, this
I
is what
know,
people
but
do.
yeah,
Ugh,
I know, but when you're quiet, I'm like, I don't care. This is funny. I'm sending it to Jessica. I don't care. Okay, but if I die tomorrow, you need to delete the history. Got it?
got it. My sister, oh my God, she's been sending me them too. So I get like double. And you both were sending me stuff one day. I was trying not to look.
It's
That's so
hard
funny.
not once you get into doom scrolling,
I never really understood what that meant until now.
it gets you.
Yeah.
It gets you.
So, this little ditty of a story I stumbled upon. I was just kind of trying to find something weird to cover, and I saw the Oakville Blobs. I'm like, what the hell is that? And there's not a whole lot of information, but it's still fascinating nonetheless. So I
I've
thought,
never heard
why
of
not?
it. I've never heard of it. And then Ryan asked me what you were covering last night. And so I went back and I told him. He's like,
Hmm.
what is that? And I was like, I don't know. I wasn't allowed to Google. She told me not to Google. I'm not going to Google. And so he was like Googling it himself. And I'm like, don't tell me anything. And he's going, oh, that's weird. That's weird. That's weird. So I'm like, I'm proud of myself. I didn't ask him any questions. I didn't Google anything.
Good for you.
So you should be proud of me. I'm just
I
like,
am. I'm
thank
proud,
you.
and it'll be worth it because I like your genuine response to a reaction to this stuff.
But you did make a comment that you think it's personally like a government cover up. And I don't think we've really done like a government type of cover up before.
The thing with that is, it's completely speculation because there's really just not a whole lot of information, but it's just so strange. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And we'll get to it, but there were some government things going on around the same time that just seemed a little bit like a coincidence. But I don't know. Like, most of the theories are very far fetched. It's just strange. And again, it's another one of those things that has never been figured out what it is. All right, so I'll set the tone a little bit for where this took place. It's in Oakville, Washington. Have you ever been there?
I don't think so, surprisingly.
It sounds like a teeny tiny little place because there's only a population of like 700 people. So,
Wow.
yeah. And it's known for, obviously, its rainy climate. So, rainfall is very common. They get about 275 days of rain a year.
That's why you love Seattle.
That sounds like my kind of place. I don't know though. Now I'm on this kick where I think I love winter again. You know
Girl,
me.
bye. I hate winter.
Yeah, so I've been enjoying it. I've been enjoying it this year.
Okay, well, good for you.
So August 1994, what fell from the sky was clearly not your ordinary rainfall. Around 3 a.m. on August 7th, a rainstorm hit Oakville, and the residents soon noticed that something was off. There was a police officer, David Lacey, who was on patrol with a civilian friend when the rain began, and he said, quote, "We turned our windshield wipers on and it just started smearing. It wasn't right," unquote.
Ew.
Yeah. And there was a little mini Unsolved Mysteries documentary on this that I watched, and it was so old and so funny, and it was really short, but they dramatized that. It was so funny.
What did it look like?
Literally, like if somebody put jello on your windshield and it was kind of wet, and then you tried to wipe it away, but it's clear.
Ew.
Yeah, it's very strange. Very strange. So yeah, the blobs were translucent, gelatinous, and gooey, and about the size of a grain of rice. So,
All right, that's gross.
yeah, the best way I can describe it, not when it's being wiped on the windshield, but if it was just falling, it looks like if it was clear jello and you like smash it apart and like make, like break it all apart or like mix it around and what's left is kind of mushed up jello. That's pretty much what it looked like to me, only completely clear.
I'm trying to like think what that reminds me of, and just had it, but I don't
Yeah.
like it. I don't like it.
Yeah, it's very
That's gross.
bizarre.
Weekly bizarre.
So in the morning, the sun revealed lawns, roofs, and streets covered in this strange jelly-like material. One local, Dottie Hearn, which we'll talk about a little bit more later, first thought it was hail. So I guess it was making noise as it was dropping down onto rooftops and
Why
stuff.
does this keep getting worse?
I don't know. But she touched it and realized that it was something much different than hail, jelly. So
Oh, no.
samples were collected and studied. And Dottie's daughter actually took samples to the hospital because, as we find out later, Dottie ends up sick. And
Oh,
so do a bunch of other people. But Dottie, ended up in the hospital, and her daughter was like, I wonder if this might have anything to do with it. So
right.
she bottled some of it up and took it to the hospital so that they could do some tests on it.
Okay. I mean,
And
good.
a hospital technician initially said that they contained human white blood cells.
It just keeps
So,
getting worse.
one thing about this is it's all over the place. I love to cover stuff like that, apparently. But even all of the experiments that they did on it, the testing is all over the place. Like, one person tests it over here and they say one thing, and then somebody else over here says another thing. But yes,
Well, what else are they saying it is, though?
the initial testing, it was the white blood cells were found.
That's disgusting.
Okay. On further testing by the Washington State Department of Ecology, scientists found no nuclei in those cells, meaning they couldn't be human white blood cells. So there's your opposing opinion. And then microbiologist Mike McDowell reported the substance was biologically active. It contained two types of bacteria that are both common in digestive tracts or in environmental samples. And I skipped over what those are called because I can't pronounce them, but I guess I'll try to. The first bacteria is called Pseudomonas fluorescens, and the other is Enterobacter cloacae, and those are both found in digestive tracts.
And
So
humans.
it wasn't specific, and based on something I say later, I think it's just in any biology. Like,
So, like
I
any human
feel like
organ
it's,
or any live organism.
yeah, anything with a digestive tract that has to process food or
So
break
it could
down
be like
food.
animal, human,
I think so.
alien.
If I'm wrong, you can send me hate mail at weeklybizarrepodcast@gmail.com. But yes, for now, we'll say in the human digestive tract, but we'll kind of circle back around to that in a little bit.
Okay, I know that you know the end of this. I quote, end. What do you think it's human cells?
I don't know. I don't even know if I have a
Okay.
theory, to be honest with you. I think if I had to guess anything, I would say alien.
Oh.
I don't
Well,
know.
it could have came from alien disposing of human cells.
Yeah, experiments gone wrong. I did not see that in anybody's theories.
We
But
make our own theories, remember?
ours are always better anyway.
Yeah, our slip and slide theory. Yeah.
So another laboratory effort saw potential eukaryotic cells. And I was like, I don't know what that is, so I looked it up. Complex compartmentalized cells that form plants, animals, fungi, and protists, defined by a true membrane bound nucleus housing DNA and other membrane enclosed organelles like mitochondria, ER, and Golgi. I didn't look
Where's
that
my
up.
mom in this? You should have did this podcast episode with her. She's a science teacher.
Oh, I'd like to hear her thoughts on this then. But all of this stuff allows for specialized functions, which would imply biological origin. but these findings were not conclusive, allegedly. Nothing was ever.
Allegedly. It's
Yeah,
always
nothing was ever.
allegedly.
It is.
Because they gotta cover up shit.
Yeah. And this is the kicker. So no verified samples remain today.
Okay, that's convenient.
Exactly.
Mm,
Yep.
allegedly.
It's always the case, man. It's like, oh, like you would think they would keep something like that on standby somewhere, like in a freezer or something, just in case.
Okay,
Especially,
you keep DNA for 30, 40 years and bring it out later. Come on.
but the thing is with this stuff, and I'm sure I bring this up in a little bit, it doesn't stay in its gelatinous form. It melts almost like ice. So it's probably hard to keep samples of it, but still, I think you probably can. Like, where does this shit go? Did you just decide one day to dump it out? I mean, that'd be weird.
This whole thing's already weird.
So this wasn't a one-time event either. Like I said in the intro, according to multiple local reports, the gelatinous rain returned 6 times over about 3 weeks in August 1994. And I guess there was a farm, a family farm, the Bartcliff farm, that stated the blobs fell there on more than one occasion. So this was happening over the course of 3 weeks, many times.
Weird.
So after the first fall, many Oakville residents reported illnesses with flu-like symptoms, nausea, dizziness, fatigue, and other discomfort. Sus.
So they're all pregnant. Got it.
And Dottie Hearn, the one we talked about earlier, was hospitalized after contact with the blobs. And I guess she had all of these symptoms too. Like she had extreme vertigo.
Oh, hate vertigo.
Me too. I've only had it a couple times and it sucks.
Oh, it's the worst.
It sucks.
So it's like flu-like symptoms for these people.
Yeah. Which I mean makes sense because it's most likely some kind of a contaminant. So the body's going to respond like probably with these types of symptoms. Also, sadly, pets and wildlife were affected. Some cats and dogs reportedly became sick and or died shortly after contact with this gelatinous material. Whatever the hell it was.
You just had to include that in there, didn't you?
Yep, had to. But official agencies did not conclusively link the illness to the blobs. Of course they didn't. And some health professionals suggested symptoms could have been coincidental or completely unrelated. Of course.
We don't believe in coincidences here.
No. If shit like that falls out of the sky and then suddenly people are getting sick, something's up. Especially considering nobody could come to any conclusions about what it was, and it ends up disappearing. Now tell me that's not some kind of cover-up.
No, and you can get tested if you have the flu or not. And I don't think animals catch the flu.
Yeah, that's strange too. So that's really all the information on like that specific time that it happened. And then theories clearly would start to emerge from that. And none of them, I don't know, none of them make much sense to me. They're all very far-fetched. So apparently, while this was happening, the U.S. Navy was actively conducting training exercises off the Washington coast. So the first speculation was that it was somehow jellyfish that had been blown up by the military, went up into the clouds, was carried by a weather system, and then came down as rain. Now, do you see why I'm like, none of these theories, like they're all so far-fetched? I would like never believe that.
Jellyfish, because you can't even touch the tentacles of a jellyfish because it hurts so bad.
I think once they're dead, that changes. Mm-hmm. Really?
No, because I believe, I could be wrong because I'm always wrong. We know this. Don't
That's what we do here.
But I believe like how dead ones will wash up to shore. Like I think if you still step on it, you still get the pain.
Must be certain kinds of jellyfish.
I'm gonna Google it.
When I was a kid, we would go to the Outer Banks a lot. And there would be times where there were tons of dead jellyfish just laying on the beach, and I would literally pick them up and run around with them, and it did nothing to me. But they were little white, like clear ones.
Okay, so yes, jellyfish can definitely sting you even after they're dead because their stinging cells, not going to pronounce that word, on the tentacles are autonomous, sure, and fire on contact, not requiring a living brain to operate, even when they're washed up. So, seemingly, it says a dead jellyfish can release the venom if you touch it.
That is so strange how I never got any venom, because I was literally like my grandma has a video of me running up to the camera holding one in my palm and showing it to her.
Maybe you're immune. That'd be cool.
Maybe maybe I am a siren.
Yeah, see, it says never touch a jellyfish on the beach, even if it looks dead.
Yeah, I was picking those bitches up.
I'm just saying, I feel like there'd be some type of pain associated with it if they fell from the sky like rain. Also, what's the Navy got business doing with jellyfish? That doesn't make sense to me.
Well, their exercises included live fire drills and aerial bombardment, which immediately raised suspicions among the locals and investigators. So I guess that their bombs were going into the water. And that's why they think that
Oh,
it exploded the jellyfish. But I mean, how would it get into the sky? Like water spouts? Like it would have had to be the perfect storm of random events for this to happen.
especially a bunch of jellyfish coming down. Like it's like
Yeah.
you just hit one area of a nest of jellyfish.
Explanations were proposed that the blobs were disintegrated jellyfish broken apart by military explosions and carried inland by weather systems.
Also, couldn't they test that automatically? Because you just said they doesn't. It all it came from is like a digestive tract of something, not like, oh, this is jellyfish. Like, can't you test that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they did and ruled it out. They ruled.
I mean, I'm not a scientist, thank God for all you guys, but
Yeah,
I
I
don't know. I
mean,
feel like you could test that DNA and just be like, oh, that's jellyfish.
yeah. So the problems, aside from what you just mentioned with this theory, is the distance. So Oakville is roughly 40 miles inland. So that's a long way
Yeah,
for that to be carried.
yeah,
So another reason that this is like, I don't know. The US military has conducted decades of similar bombing exercises worldwide, and there are no verified cases elsewhere of jellyfish rain resulting from such activity. And then finally, some Oakville samples reportedly contain human white blood cells. So that wouldn't be found in jellyfish tissue. It's odd, but again, it's like there's no clear explanation for what it is comprised of, which is strange
right.
to me. Like, why? Why is that? It can't be difficult.
Especially with all the testing we have nowadays.
And the military, of course, denied this. The Navy acknowledged training operations in the region, but denied responsibility for the blobs.
Wait, the military denied it?
I know.
No
Can't believe
way. That's crazy. They don't cover anything up. Come on.
that. They also stated no biological agents were used, no dumping of material occurred, nothing in the exercises could account for the phenomenon. However,
Okay.
critics point out details of military exercises are often classified or redacted. Full logs of material used during those drills were never publicly released either. So there's that.
You don't say.
But again, even if it was the military, I don't think that's what would have gone down. I think that is so far fetched. You blew up some jellyfish and they ended up in the clouds and came raining down.
It made a lot of people sick and even killed some animals and wildlife.
Yeah. I
It
mean,
caused vertigo.
if there was the thing I find the hardest to believe is how the hell it would have gotten into the clouds. That part's weird to me. But if there was like dead jellyfish raining down, I could see that making people sick. I could see that happening because it could be rotten or, diseased or something. I don't know. But I'm just like, how the hell did it get there in the first place?
But so you're saying it just rained down in Oakville, Washington. Was like that's the only city it rained down in?
At this time, yeah.
Okay.
At this time in 1994, yes. And it happened multiple times over 3 weeks, too. So you can't really explain that away unless, or their bombing experiments were going on for 3 weeks, too. I don't know. But it just doesn't make any sense.
It's weird. It's a very strange theory, but like we said multiple times, truth is stranger than fiction.
So this one there wasn't really much about it, but have you ever heard of star jelly? I'm sure you haven't, because I hadn't. Like, what is all this stuff? Star
oh,
jelly?
but that's where my mind goes dirty. What is star jelly? Yeah, what's star jelly? Moving on.
Astral jelly. So, star jelly is a gelatinous substance sometimes found on grass or tree branches, often translucent or grayish white, and known to dry up or disappear shortly after appearing. Folklore claims it falls from the sky during meteor showers, giving rise to its name. And all this, like when I was going down this little short rabbit hole of star jelly, all I could think of was Prometheus. Did you watch that movie? It was one of the
The
alien,
Alien movie?
the
Yeah, I've seen all of
prequel.
them, but I can't tell you which one it was.
I think basically the premise of it was that aliens from another planet were trying to colonize and to keep their species alive. And so they would come on to different planets
That's
and
right.
plant the DNA. And it was
That's
kind
right.
of, it just makes me think of that. Like they're bringing this gelatinous material that's just full of human DNA and just planting it on random planets to see what will happen, to see if life springs up or something.
But you
And that
said
seems
according
to be the theory, like in folklore,
that's why
is
I said that you said it's in folklore. So if it's folklore,
yeah,
that doesn't make it true because it's
right,
folklore, right?
right. But I could see it being true, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like seeing things, something like that being carried, maybe not even necessarily by an alien race, but some people believe that it's carried on meteors that impact the Earth, and then voila, here it is on our planet.
Wouldn't we have to have a meteor for that to happen?
Yeah, I mean, but with the whole star jelly thing, I'll get into it here in a minute, but there have been multiple reports of this star jelly, and it doesn't seem close enough to me to be related to this, but at the same time it kind of does. Like, I don't know, maybe in some weird way, like maybe it
I
doesn't
mean,
have
I
to
get
be
your alien
meteors.
theory.
So reports of this star jelly date back to at least the 14th century and continue
Damn.
into modern times.
Damn.
So, of course, people try to come up with explanations, and some biological explanations are regurgitated frog or toad spawn. Predators such as birds or mammals eat amphibians but vomit up their oviducts. When exposed to moisture, these tissues swell into large jelly-like masses, known in Germany as Sternenrots, star snot, or meteor galerche. Don't come for me. Oviduct glands of amphibians expand dramatically after being expelled and exposed to rain, often referred to as otter jelly. Cyanobacteria, normally invisible when dry, but swells into jelly-like blobs after rainfall. But the stuff was falling from the sky. Like that one sounds like it could be possible, but again, it's falling from the sky.
I feel like I'm learning a lot about science where I'm like, this is information I did not need to know.
I'm trying to think if I have ever come across anything like this in nature. Because I mean, I used to
I
spend
can
a
tell you I
lot
have
of
not.
time out in the woods, and I don't know, I don't
I
remember
mean, I've
seeing
spent a
anything
lot
like
of time in
this.
the woods too,
Yeah.
and I don't think I've ever.
And more recently than me. Like my time in the woods was more as a child.
I'm gonna say that's a negative ghostwriter. Not like I've ever come across anything like this.
Me either.
Yeah, I want to.
So I guess that there were some investigations, scientific investigations on these substances that have been found pretty much all over the world at this point. And they failed to detect DNA in some cases. See, again, this is all over the place. It's like, yes or no, pick one.
Maybe they're testing different things.
So BBC's Nature's Weirdest Events sent samples to the Natural History Museum in London in 2015, and DNA analysis confirmed at least one specimen was frog-derived with traces of magpie DNA. So I guess that could be the regurgitated frog theory, but that is so weird. Then again, nature's weird. It can do some pretty funky
Gosh.
shit.
I feel like no matter what theory we're going with, they all have been gross.
So continuing on with the meteor falling from the sky report or theories. In 1652, Jelly reported after a luminous meteor between Siena and Rome. In 1718, gelatinous substance found where a meteor reportedly landed in Leyte Island. 1910, T.M. Hughes noted in Nature that star jelly often seems to emerge from grass roots, questioning its association with meteors. Well, again, conflicting reports there. But there have been modern incidents of this star jelly as well. In 1950, in Philadelphia, police reported a glowing purple jelly that dissolved shortly after contact, later credited as an inspiration for the 1958 film The Blob.
I knew you were going to say that. The
In
Blob ate people, though.
Yeah. I mean, I wonder if the environment was right because this stuff ends up just disintegrating, but maybe it's because it's not in its proper environment to where it can grow, to where it could do something like that. Creepy. Yeah, like maybe it needs specific building blocks to thrive, and it's just not
Kind of
here.
like Venom, right? The movie Venom.
Yeah.
Where
I
it
haven't
needs
seen that, but I know who Venom is.
Oh, it needs everyone knows who Tom Hardy is, let's be real. It needed the right human host to survive in our environment.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
And who knows, maybe it found one or some.
Oh.
You never know. Or maybe it tried and that's why people got sick.
Ooh, that's a good theory.
Ooh, I like this. I like where this is going.
Our theories, man, are top notch, I'm telling
They
you.
are. So in 1983 in Massachusetts, grayish-white gelatin found on lawns, sidewalks, and gas pumps. 94 in Oakville, Washington, which we're talking about today. 1996 in Tasmania, deer sightings followed by white translucent slime on lawns. 2009 in Scotland, star jelly reported on multiple hills. 2012 in Dorset, England, blue jelly blobs identified as water-expanded sodium polyacrylate.
Don't ask me.
That's a super absorbent polymer, whatever the hell that is. Mom?
Yeah, Mom.
2013, Hamwall Nature Reserve, jelly deposits possibly linked to unfertilized frog spawn or cyanobacteria. So I'm more interested in these ones that are connected with meteors and like, why haven't we heard about this?
But now you're saying it's like happening all over the world, basically, because you're just named like 10 different places.
It's happening all over the world,
substance.
but it's happening in different ways and in different forms. So that is fascinating.
This is alien to me.
Yeah.
It's all foreign.
It's very bizarre. So yeah, all of the theories aside, this has never been solved. There remain no more samples of any of this, I guess.
Coincidence?
And it's like bing, bam, boom. That's it. The end.
This has happened all over the world and no one has samples.
I know.
Not even Europe. A lot of the places have been in Europe, and Europe is more on top of the game than the United States is.
It seems like they, quote unquote, tested these things and came to no conclusions and then just got rid of it. Like, that seems to be what's happening.
That'd be you'd be a scientist. You'd be like, I don't know. I can't figure it out.
But to me, it kind of sounds too like it's just unstable and it's probably really hard to keep samples of it. So that could be why. So when I was digging for some more information on this, I stumbled upon an article from from was it KUOW? Yeah, KUOW, that apparently there was another event almost in the same place in Washington in 2025.
In Oakville?
So it's close to Oakville. Okay, so Return of the Blobs is what this article is called. I'm like, what do you mean, Return of the Blobs?
Have you seen the Blob?
Yeah. Oh, the movie?
Yeah.
That's what these look like. Look at that.
It looks like Vaseline.
Kinda, yeah. Only super clear.
Yeah, like Vaseline glob. Like if I took a handful of Vaseline and like was smushing it in my hands is what it looks like to me.
To me, it looks like, just looking at it, it almost looks like a little chunk of ice, like super clear ice. But then if you pick it up, it's like jello. It's weird. Doesn't make any sense.
So wait, did you say you saw the Blob?
I don't think I saw the movie. No.
Oh, I
I'm
don't think, because I think it,
surprised.
like, the more things it ate, the bigger it got, right? Is that the premise of the Blob?
I don't know.
I mean,
I'm
story of
surprised I
my
haven't
life,
seen
am
it
I
though.
right?
Same, sis. Oh, God.
Story of my life. Pregnancy, am I right?
Almost over. Almost done.
Almost over. Then I won't have any more excuses to be fat.
You won't be. You'll be fine. Return of the Blobs, Southwest Washington revisited by decades-old gooey mystery. And this is an article by KUOW. And it was written by Libby Dinkman, May 8th, 2025.
Okay,
So
so that's
very
really
recent.
recent, yeah.
So she starts the article off talking about the Oakville Blobs and how it appears to have returned to a small Southwest Washington community 31 years after the first reports of an unidentified gelatinous substance fell from the sky. This time, the goo fell on Rochester.
Finally, it's not me. Rochester.
Rochester, Washington. You would think some time off we would have gotten our shit together, but here
No,
we
what are
are.
you talking? No.
We're showing up just the same as when we left.
We could take a year off and be like, no, we're still the same.
Shameful. Not really. It's funny. You guys know it. Allie McCrite had just returned home from work on April 8th when she saw the blobs. The goo was raining down from the sky over her Rochester home. Quote, "They're clear, gelatinous," unquote, McCrite told KUOW's Soundside. About the size of the palm of my hand. So these were bigger ones. There was no odor at all. It just kind of smelled like rainwater, unquote. And yeah, the same thing with the other blobs. They had no odor at all, which is, if it was jellyfish, you better believe that shit would be stankin'.
I feel like that would be a possibility, yeah. Not that I smell jellyfish on a daily basis.
Well, anything fishy, you're going to smell it. I think anybody with any kind of sense would know that. Get to the doctor, stat.
Get to the doctor. You're right.
McCrite reports that she found about 10 blobs in total. She collected some in a jar, but the blobs later melted at room temperature. So it acts like ice. It looks like ice. It doesn't feel like ice.
So it's like, so when it melts, so does it just disappear or turn into like water-like substance?
I think it turns into water or a water-like substance.
Weird.
Now, if the shit disappeared, that would be next level.
Well, that's why I'm asking, because it seems like the samples kind of just like disappear.
McCrite immediately suspected she might be witnessing the return of a local legend. Rochester sits 8 miles from Oakville, so not far.
No.
But there was never any explanation for the bizarre happening.
I mean, I would be afraid. Yeah, I'd be afraid to touch it or even experiment with it if it was making people sick. But she's like, I'm going to go out and collect samples and smell it and touch it. Ooh.
Yep, and I guess she she lived in Oakville, so she was well aware of this phenomenon. And she was like, oh my gosh, this is literally what happened then. So, same shit, different day.
Yeah,
But
almost
again,
20 years later.
yeah, she's useless, but she tried to collect samples. They melted, and that was that in 2025.
So we're just back where we started
Pretty
in
much.
December 2025.
Pretty much. No answers, no conclusions, no explanations of any kind, really. And any kind of explanations there are all speculation, and none of them are the same. And that's basically it. That is the gist of it. I don't know. I just wonder if it is connected to the other instances of this around the world that are different but yet the same. Like, is this the same stuff? Is it something completely different? Is it normal? I would like to have a scientist's opinion on this because I'm sure that they could have an explanation for it.
Or easily debunk it. I
I
don't
don't know.
know.
Like, why would jello fall from the sky?
Someone's science experiment went wrong.
And again, up in the clouds. Again, if it's easily debunked, why hasn't it been then?
That's a good point because you were dating way back into what they're 1400s, right? Is that how far back you went?
14th century.
14th century.
So, sorry to leave you on a cliffhanger, guys, but that's literally it. And it's one of those things where it's just, you kind of have to use your imagination and guess what it might be because it doesn't sound like anybody's trying to solve it. I mean, they can't if they don't have samples of it. But what do you think it is? What's your opinion? What do you think?
I mean, I always go straight to alien because it's like something foreign. And especially it's like if they said at first, the first it's not diagnosis, but you know what I mean, that it had like human cells. And
Mm-hmm.
now other sources like no it didn't. So are you
Yeah.
covering up the first time?
And that was from somebody, some little, I don't want to say nobody, but, just somebody at the hospital who was running tests to see what the hell it was.
Are they
Like, it
still
wasn't,
alive?
I don't know. I don't know. I didn't get a name for whoever ran those initial tests either. It just said a medical technician there at the hospital.
It's like Roswell when that happened. You know, the people that were involved either committed suicide or died from weird deaths.
Mm. Yeah. So, I mean,
Saying.
why would the initial sample have human blood cells of all things? That's weird too. Like,
That's also
white
very
blood
gross.
cells? Aren't white blood cells associated with like infection, and like they're what comes to the aid of the body when you're infected by something? Like, that's
I
the
think they're
leukocytes.
supposed to help you because they'd be like, well, your white blood count is low. And I
Yeah.
think that's what helps fight off infections too, right?
So
It's
is it something infected? Ooh.
that's if you just kept it at that they did officially said that's what it was, my immediate thought would probably be like alien or possibly like government cover up where they're expelling what they were experimenting on in humans.
But again, why the hell would it be in the sky?
That's where aliens come in. I have no idea. I'm stumped.
Alien experiments makes the most sense to me. Like, they're doing something with our bodies and they're disposing of us. And maybe that's when they slip up a little bit. Like, maybe that's not supposed to be happening, but because the stuff does disintegrate or deteriorate or whatever, like maybe it's supposed to before it reaches the earth again. I don't know.
I mean, also if
It's
it's
creepy.
military, you got the military planes and shit above
Yeah.
that can drop shit too.
Yeah.
Seems like a random place in Washington. They're like, oh, this small town's not even a blimp on the radar, maybe.
Yeah.
It's
I
only
mean,
700 people.
these type of things seem like they usually happen in small towns like that. Like UFO sightings, and
Wrong turn.
I don't know. To me, it just seems like they're trying to plant something Aliens are trying to plant something on the earth and see what happens, see how it affects us, see if it can adapt, just something along those lines. I feel like that would be my theory. Yeah, I think that's my favorite take. So yeah, if you guys have any theories, any takes on this, email us at weeklybazaarpodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on all the social medias at Weekly Bazaar Podcast. Patreon.com/weeklybazaar, $5 a month. If I already said that, I'm sorry, my brain is fried. At least I didn't say Worcestershire sauce. We appreciate each and every one of you. We thank you for all the support. It means so much to us. We hope you all have a better year next year if you had a shitty one this year. I'm looking forward to the new year. Hopefully you guys are too. Maybe our brains will work a little better next year too. Here's hoping. But until next time, if it's weird, we're gonna talk about it. Bye.